Now, what about approach? If there was a circle chart of 100%, what percentage are you approaching males versus males approaching you to date?
Am I approaching males
Yeah.
versus males approaching me? I don't approach no males. Stay away from me. But they approach me though.
Now, do you prefer in the future, okay,
Mm-hmm.
when you are ready to mingle again, do you prefer being approached in person or online of some
Oh,
sort?
no online. Don't DM me. I'm not gonna answer you. I'll probably block you. I don't like that. Find me. Come find me before you DM me on Instagram. Don't do that. I've never started a relationship or anything from online. It just doesn't work. Even for me though, like there's people that have seen me on Instagram and they be like, okay. And then they see me in person and they be like, it doesn't. And then even the same for me. Like I'll see people on Instagram and I'll be like, okay. And then I see them in real life and I'm like, ooh, I think I like you. We're in love. So it's just like a difference. With that, so don't DM me. I don't like social media relationships. That doesn't work for me.
For those in the audience getting to know you for the very first time, however, care to share your Instagram screen name?
Journey Montana. Journey Montana. JOURNEYMONTANA.
Now, in the future, in person, what's the best way to approach you? What are those rules, etiquette, guidelines, do's or don'ts before someone approaches you for possibly dating?
This is just the thing, right? With people approaching me or like if whatever, I don't really like if somebody's just like liking me just because of how I look. So like how do you really know you like me if we don't have a conversation? So if you see me and you're like, who's that? That looks like an interesting face. Just have a regular conversation. Like just come and be like, hey, what's up? What you doing? Oh, I like this. Like just have a conversation. And then we could segue because, if you cute, I'm a flirt. So you're going to know. But like after we have a conversation, I don't like the first word you say to me is, can I take you out? Like, no, I don't know you. Like, have a conversation. Be normal. Like, that's just too much.
Any others?
Don't touch me. Do not touch me. Don't touch any girl. Don't do that. Like, when guys will just, like, see you and just, like, grab you or something, or, like, grab you by your arm or grab you by your waist, or, like, touch girls when they've never said a word to them, like, or as they're saying their first word to them. Like, that's a no-no. Like, don't do that. Consent. Or at least have a conversation.
Anything else?
I don't know, brush your teeth.
Now, what about rejection? Do you have any rejection horror stories? Somebody in the past that you rejected and it didn't go well?
Somebody that I rejected.
There have been.
Well, I live in New York. So there's been some crazy, like, because in New York, most of the time when guys are trying to talk to you, it's on the street, like when you're just walking. So, there's been times where, like, if somebody's, like, approaching me too aggressively, I'll just ignore them. But, like, I learned, don't do that. Like, don't ignore them. Just say thank you and keep it moving because they will follow you home and get upset. So, like, but that's just something you just have to learn with just, like, etiquette. Like, just, like, be like, thank you. No, thank you. Like, just use your words. But, like, I don't know. There's been a couple. Like, it's usually just when me, like, walking. Like, there's been times where I'm walking home. Somebody would grab me by my arm, be like, "You so," like, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And I was like, don't touch me, don't do that. Horror stories, but like rejecting a guy.
Yes. Rejecting a male's advances.
No, not really. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. Like, you was ugly anyway.
Did somebody, in fact, follow you home?
Yeah.
How did you handle that?
I just kept walking. And I got my little taser that looked like a phone that my cousin gave me. So I just had it out. I was like, don't come too close. But I went home. And I have, like, a security in my building. So nobody can come in, like really come to where I live. Like, it's just...
And it didn't get worse than that. That's as far as it's gotten.
Yeah, that's really it. Like, you know, like I said, I'm very, like, protected. Even, like, in my neighborhood, like, everybody kind of knows me and is protective of me. Like, if somebody tries anything where I live too much, like, it's people around me that will immediately protect me. Like, I got cousins and uncles and, like, whatever, just, like, on the block everywhere. So, like, nobody's gonna hurt me or, like, anything crazy. And nobody's really gonna hop down too much because I know everybody in my area. And they all know, like, unless it makes sense, like, but everybody I kind of know, so.
Now, circumstances could be different for everyone, so generally speaking here, but what would you say to other females in regards to rejecting a male's advances other than what you've already said thus far, if anything else?
Don't do, like, the pity yes. Don't, like, say yes because you feel bad or, like, say yes because he's ugly or something, because you're going to regret that. And he will call you every day for 2 years. Just don't do that. Like, just say no. It'll build his character.
Anything else you want to mention about this topic or a question you weren't asked? People want to know about it.
No, but guys, practice consent and don't get mad if a girl says no.
Anything else on this subject?